Okay, let's dive right into what is probably the most critical window of any emergency. That very first hour after a natural disaster hits. We're going to take a look at a new technology that's designed to bring some serious order to that very specific kind of chaos. In those first moments, it's just pure confusion. Information is absolutely everything, but it's also scattered everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Just trying to manage it becomes a life or death struggle for everyone on the ground. And this really gets to the heart of the problem. Emergency lines, they jam up instantly. The human dispatchers are just completely swamped by the sheer number of calls. And in all that noise, crucial details about victims, their location, their injuries, it just gets lost. That means rescue teams are often sent in totally blind, with no idea what they're walking into. And that is the exact problem ResQ-Link was built to solve. It's designed to be the calm right in the center of the storm. So, what are we really talking about here? It's an autonomous AI command node. Now, try not to think of it like a simple chatbot. It's more like an entire automated coordination center. Its whole job is to filter all that chaos, to triage victims, manage supplies, and even dish out first aid advice, all happening in real time. And the key here, really, is scale. A human dispatcher can handle one call at a time, right? Well, ResQ-Link can process thousands of requests at the exact same time, making sure that no call for help just disappears into the void. But you might be wondering, hey, in an age of these incredibly powerful AIs, why not just use one massive all-knowing chatbot to do everything? It's a fair question. Well, the answer is actually fascinating. A single generalist AI, one that tries to do everything, can hallucinate when it's under pressure. And that just means it can get confused and, well, make stuff up. In an emergency, that's a deal breaker. ResQ-Link uses a totally different approach, a team of specialized agents. Each one is an expert in its own little field, which makes them way more accurate, way more reliable, and, this is huge, they can do more than just talk. They can actually use real-world tools. And here's how that team actually works. It's a simple but really effective supervisor-worker setup. At the top, you've got the supervisor. It reads an incoming message, figures out what's needed, and then it basically acts like a traffic cop, routing the request to exactly the right specialist for the job. And below that supervisor are the workers, the specialists. So meet the team. There's a medical agent for first aid, a triage agent who's an expert at logging data, and a logistics agent to keep track of the supply chain. Each one has one job, and they do it exceptionally well. Okay, so theory is great, but let's see how this team of agents actually performs when they're working together in a real disaster scenario. All right, here we go. Here's our first message coming in. It's a common and pretty urgent medical emergency from someone in the disaster zone. The supervisor immediately knows this is a medical issue and passes it straight to the medical agent. Now, the agent doesn't try to be a doctor, and that's important, but it gives clear, protocol-driven first aid instructions that someone can actually use to stay safe while they're waiting for professional help to arrive. Okay, next up, a very different kind of request. This one is a super high-priority rescue call. Someone is trapped and they're in immediate danger. So this is where it gets really powerful. Watch what the triage agent does. It doesn't just chat back. It pulls out the key data, the severity and the location, and then it automatically runs a tool called Log Incident. This action writes a permanent structured record into a database that rescue teams can see instantly. It literally turns a panicked text message into actionable intelligence. And for our last demo, let's look at a logistics query. This is something that might come from a team leader on the ground getting ready to head out into the field. And this just perfectly illustrates the power of that logistics agent. It's not guessing. It queries a live local inventory database and gives back an exact count of supplies and their precise locations. This makes sure rescue teams are properly equipped before they even leave the command post, saving incredibly precious time. Let's just take a quick peek under the hood. This whole thing is made possible by a really solid modern tech stack. The brain is Google's Gemini 1.5 Flash. It's super fast. LangGraph manages the conversation flow between all the agents, SQLite makes sure data is saved reliably, and it all comes together in a clean interface built with Streamlit. So when you boil it all down, this is the ultimate benefit.
ResQ-Link takes all those raw, chaotic, panicked calls for help, and it methodically transforms them into structured, actionable data that can actually be used to save lives.
It really leaves you with a powerful idea to think about. What if technology, when it's designed this thoughtfully, could consistently turn the absolute chaos of panic into a clear and effective plan?